everybody. Sorry, I'm onion. We're making breakfast. It's 7:05, Sunday, January 26th. Angel and I. She's hungry. She wants some food. But mark it on your calendars. Today is the day this here lady gets her license. Look, it's been a long time coming. But I promise my favorite furry friend, when she got here, oh, way back when, 4 years ago. I know, I'm sorry. When she got here 4 years ago, let me move my coffee. You know, I don't know if you know the story, but my grandmother had passed away, and right after that, we had another German Shepherd named Ava, and she was, even before my mom had me euthanize her. She had a really bad bed sore. She was older. She wasn't even that old. She was just sick. And so anyway, we're in a geopathic stressful area. But my mom wanted to, my grandma, everything happened with her. She passed in February 24th, in 2020. And so in May of that year, we got Angel. And my cousin just happened to bring her. And my mom was working at this time. So I was the first one who bonded with Angel. So I was like her mom for a month, right? Even though I said I was going to be the grandma. So I'm going to do all these things. So the first day, this little tiny puppy, we went to Culver's and we went through the drive-thru because I was driving at that time. And I had a whole bunch of money. So we got ice cream. Well, Culver's custard. But anyway, so that set the tone for everything. So that's why we were out of control at that time, okay? But I told her that she would still be the first person who gets to ride in my vehicle as a licensed driver with full coverage, non-owner's insurance. And right now I have $0 in my pocket. But I have a dollar coupon for Arby's. And I've given away cars and bought people cars. So I know I'm good for it. Okay, I know I'm good for it. But I don't know, just like I didn't know. I knew, okay, Arden Hill's gonna have an appointment for me. I didn't know who was gonna take me, but I knew I was gonna get taken. I knew I was going to pass the test before I even passed the test with $0 in my pocket. And yes, I owe $60. And yes, it costs $41 for a Minnesota state license. I don't know how it's going to get taken care of. But I know I had a paper today saying everything's okay. So just like I know all those things, I know that we'll have a vehicle. And I know that my first ride will be this here little girlfriend. And I know whether or not it will be Arby's, we're going to get something good. And so that way we can restart this cycle. Because you don't know, until you understand. If you couldn't open the door yourself, it's like jail. Or prison. You got to wait for the buzzer to open. You got to wait to tell them, or you don't got to do anything, okay? Because they can hold your body and not your mind, right? And that's exactly why Angel, would have these seizures, because she would bypass her heart and go straight to her mind, because that's what my mom and I would do. or we come from our mind and go straight to the body. We would bypass our heart. So I'd heal all these things from the inside out, outside in, all around before I could restart the cycle of now I know, I just know. And I just would love to share this with you. I know that's why I have one subscriber right now and no views on all these prolific things for a reason. But these are in real time, in real time evidence for what's coming up, and that's why everything's the way it is right now, and I'm totally fine with that. But this is for the people who, I hold the space because everybody can do it. I'm so grateful because I literally made peace with being an old grandma without having a license. Like, I can't even believe that was even like my inner dialogue. But you know what? It was not. Now I understand. Because my grandmother was like my mom, that was who I was, My mom had me when she was 21. And my grandma was 65 because she had my mom. That was the last kid. And it was like the, unplanned. But, my grandfather was there. That was, their fifth kid. And, she was loved very much by both of them. Okay, so, but her sister is the first one. And then it's three, or I'm sorry. So wait, so two, yeah, there's five of them. Okay, so yes. So her sister is like 20 years apart from her. Okay, like I'm 20 years apart from my mom. Okay, so that's why my mom is like my sister. And that's why our relationship is the way it is, because they're like night and day, them two. And so are we. Oh, my cousin. Christina. Haha, good luck. Positive thoughts, prayers your way. Anyhow, so, yes. So, that is why, my grandma was 65. Anyway, long story short, 65 when I popped out. And, everybody was, obviously, my mom was 21. She was the youngest. And, my grandfather had passed away when my mom was like 6. And so my grandma was really, really in a lot of grief. The last words she told me when she was coherent was, I saved her life. And my birth saved her life because, it gave her a getaway. But anyway, so all that to say this. My grandfather passed away in my grandma didn't get her license until, so my aunt is 20 years apart, and then the next kid, which is my Uncle Mike, is, I don't know how many years apart they are, but anyway, it's roughly around that time. So my uncle was an adult, and he taught my grandma how to drive. So, my mom was 6 when, and everybody else, the only person who was out of the house was my auntie. And so therefore, my grandma had to be older than me to get her license. I don't remember exactly the age, I know, but I remember she had this big old Oldsmobile. I'm talking about big, huge, big body. We always used to ride around there in that vehicle. She always had a box of Kleenex and some candy for me. But anyway, so therefore, I think that's where, I just made peace with that. Like, hey. But at the same token, you know what? I didn't understand that that's the program that was set for me. That's why I act the way I do. That's why, and it's not bad. It's not, like, I'm not going to get my license because of this. No, like, I drove. She didn't drive. She didn't know how to drive. Back then, men were the drivers. So when her husband died, it was, like, so different. She had to relearn everything, and I get it. I just get it, and I'm so grateful. This couldn't have happened at a better time, so I already know.